Hello, beautiful souls. If you could just take a moment to tap into the joy of connection. It can be as simple as when you have a puppy or a kitten and you come home and they come running to you and you go, oh. Or think about when you see a friend that excites you and you get this big hug and you're just filled with, brimming joy. That's the same feeling we have every time we greet you. And we just want to give you that big energetic hug. So if you'll take a moment, please receive it. That is so, so nice. We are overjoyed to see you. The sense of connection that we speak about today is indeed the entire game. It's the end point, it's the journey. Connection. You know you've been coming out of separation. You know that. Old passages in sacred books talk about the shadow of death and how you have no fear. We want to rephrase that slightly. And it's really the shadow of separation and the joy of connection. So we're hoping that each of you watching this are taking moments to just simply connect with people. Call up an old friend. Go out into public places where you see people. Notice how they smile. Of course, you're going to have to look past those who are veiled. Clearly, they're not in the mode of connecting and are physically demonstrating this. But that's another story. We don't wish to speak of fear today. We wish to speak of joy. And most joy comes through connection. Many attributes that a person has aren't really expressed until the person actually starts consciously expressing them. Then it becomes automatic and it becomes a way of life. The opposite of this, of course, is a habit. We tend to define ourselves as, oh, I'm this way or I'm that way. When in reality, we've just had a habit and we've done it for a long time and we think that's how it is. Habits, of course, are very easy to let go of. What, you say? It's hard? Well, it's only because you've been enjoying your habit. One teacher that the Channel Peter first encountered gave the lesson, awareness is the first step, awareness is the last step. If you choose to put the effort in to be aware every time you execute your habit, it will only be a matter of 3 or 4 days, perhaps 5 at the most, until you're executing a new way of being in the world, simply by having the discipline or diligence or consistency to choose to be aware. And then it fades because you now have your attention on something else. And what you have your attention on is what you create in your life. We really wish to encourage you to put your attention on and create joy. That is a muscle that is often not exercised by many people on the planet. Literally, the habit of being in joy is something people just do not make time for or do not prioritize enough to experience every day. We'd like you to have fun because those skills are in you. Are you using them? Early in life, the Channel Peter saw a man making a beautiful drawing. And he said to the man, wow, you're really good. When did you start drawing? And the man said to him, in kindergarten, just like you did, only I never stopped. This is not to put guilt or shame on you, because that's what the channel Peter felt. Oh man, I just haven't been using my skills or talents. But this is not to put guilt or shame on you. You can go there if you want to, but it's really the opposite of the message we're giving today. This is to tell you that these abilities are there for you. Are you choosing them and using them? The people that you may admire who are talented singers or actors or athletes, they understand the importance of putting effort towards their skills. So they practice them. And on the physical level, that's quite nice. And you get these amazing performances. We're talking more about the spiritual level, but it still takes the physical action of practicing to make it manifest. So, what do we mean when we say practicing joy? Well, there's lots of ways you can approach it. One is just in the moment that you're in, is to stop and try to mentally get there. It's not the most successful way, but it will get you there. And see if there's anything in the surrounding that is pretty or joyful or relaxed or at ease. A quicker, more efficient way is to play. It's funny because normally when we give these messages, the main message is clear, 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 clear. But in reality, there's a balance. You must clear one thing and then you can bring the other in, which we recommend be joy, and that is done through play. Now, some of you may be really tired from your lifestyles, working in debt slavery or whatever it is that, you believe is necessary to keep yourself abundant and on the planet. Well, if you could see past the programming that comes with it, you could simply just chill in front of a screen, as long as you're careful to select that which gives you joy. A comedy, an actor or actress that you know makes you laugh, just silliness. You can practice that laughing. Another technique is laughter yoga. It's a beautiful thing. Research it. People just get together and just make themselves laugh until it becomes contagious, and they laugh, and then the body feels better. Workplaces who have done that every morning have increased productivity because people are happier. But rather than use it as a tool to be more productive, why not use it as a tool to be more expansive and spiritual and connected? Because that's really what it is. The higher frequencies that we continually talk about, that accessing in the fifth dimension, those higher frequencies literally are joy. So if you're in laughter, you're just opening the door daily to those frequencies. So what gives you joy? Think about it. And if you're having trouble thinking about it, put some work into it, because you need to find a process to make some joy. And then, of course, making time. Oh, I don't have time for this to do, and I have that to do. Oh my God, imagine lying on your deathbed saying, oh, I accomplished so much. I did this, I built that. I was so busy, and I worked really hard at working. And now here I am. Is that the epitaph you want on your tombstone? Or do you want the epitaph? I played a lot. I was happy. I frolicked, and people smiled when they saw me. And then we kind of giggled and laughed. Which one makes you feel lighter? Which one makes you feel closer, more connected to source, more expressive of your divinity? It can be hard. Years and years and years ago, the channel Peter was quite ill, and he went and saw a healer, and the healer looked at him and went through different things and finally said, the most important prescription I have for you is to play an hour a day. He didn't even know what that meant. What is play? Fortunately, he discovered he liked playing cards or board games. And that was a place to start. And that led to them going outside and playing. Little kids play. At least they used to, before we put a screen in front of them and said, focus your attention on the programming and training of this magic screen. People of the channel's age will sit there and have them remember their parents would throw them out, go play for a while, go meet the neighborhood kids. It's a whole different idea. And you wonder why is the world scarier or we've just bought into the program? That's for you to decide. But in this channel, we really wish to just tell you, can you play? Can you make that something you do daily? Can you make it a priority in your life? You see, it's so funny from the perspective of those who have arrived to look back to those on the journey. And we laugh because we know we've gone through those same struggles. But when somebody's in that struggle, there's that mixture of, oh my God, this is so hard that they're going through it. And I hope they get to the other side soon. And then there's a little bit of comedy. It's like, oh, it's really simple. I didn't know it, and they certainly don't know it. But if you could just step into the joy. You see, the planet is being bombarded with energies right now. So many collectives are present. Numbers in the thousands. And when we say thousands, we're talking about collectives with thousands or tens of thousands or more members, focusing energy on the planet for love, for happiness, for joy. This is coming from all around you. It's coming from Gaia herself. All the realms and kingdoms on this beautiful planet are focusing energy right now. This goes without mentioning the star seeds, source itself, individual great beings, masters that are back on the planet for this moment to help. So much is coming in, and most of that energy is upliftment. It is about joy. And the question is, are you choosing to receive it? This background behind the channel shows a beautiful sea. Are you swimming in it? Or are you on the sand contemplating it? Or are you further inland working a very hard job because that's what you got to do, because that's what you believe your creation and reality requires? What can you do to jump into joy? Other channels have talked about just watching a television show daily, make it a ritual, a practice, a sadhana, I think it's called in certain traditions, to spend 30 minutes watching something that makes you laugh. Because you know what it is. And then see how that filters around you when you're with your friends, and are they laughing? Can you share that with them? Laughter is infectious. So there's not a lot to this message today other than, are you ready to dive in? You can see the sea of joy around you. You can feel it if you're energetically sensitive. But if you do not take the actions to receive, I think some people call it the bifurcation. Those of us who will step forward into the graciousness of the divine and just let it flow through us and watch the planet transform. Those who won't. And it's hard sometimes because of the confusing nature of, well, what am I supposed to do? There's, so much injustice in the world and it hurts so bad. And I got to be out there fighting the good fight, and it's work and it's hard. And that whole paradigm dynamic of struggle keeps you in the paradigm and dynamic of struggle. That which you struggle against, you give power into. We've said it before and we will say it again. Can you keep your focus on the timeline you wish to live in? The one where people are happy and they're smiling and they're joyful. What do you mean, keep your focus on that? Well, this is what the whole message is about today. Are you laughing? Are you selecting people to be around who laugh with you? And the more you make those choices, the more you're going to be in the places of laughter and joy. And then the more that timeline will solidify around you. Now, if you have the people whose life is all about the disaster, but oh, whoa, food shortage this and price that and political this and weapon, biology, illness that. Of course, that's in your reality. It's not that those things don't exist. Of course they do. But do they affect you? Or is it an enslavement and a prison that you've built for yourself? And then it's really a simple matter of your choice. It's not does it affect you, it's do you put your focus on that which you wish to expand? Because whatever you focus on will expand. That's the power of focus. Or do you put your focus on that which you wish to oppose? Therefore, expand in the opposition. And then you can justify it. I fought the good fight. I'm a eco warrior, a justice warrior, or I'm a saint who helps the impoverished. And that's all good. You should do all those things, of course. But if that's how your whole mindset is, what if your mindset was that the flow is available? You're in joy, and then money just shows up when you need it. You're in a state of peace, and you say, wow, I could enjoy some time in nature today. And then the workload is either done or just not as important. That's really what it's going to be is you have to make the choices, and then you make the choices, then you're in that timeline. Most of it happens unconsciously. This is why we've been stuck in the mess that the planet has been experiencing. People didn't realize that they were powerful creators, and it had been shaped and sculpted and told death and taxes, right? Work or else you won't get by. And all the different religious dogmas that teach about prosperity is something that, is either given to you because you're chosen and you've done the correct worship processes, or something like that. So you create it, and then we don't realize we're creating it. It's the most powerful creator. One teacher the channel Peter had drew a circle, said, this is all of creation. And he drew a small little dot in the circle. This is you. Then he drew a line from that small little dot to the edge of the circle and said, this is what you've mastered. This is the area of creation you've mastered. It's called misery. You're a master of creating the misery that you experience. We're saying, play in the rest of the circle. Come on, go jump in it, try it. Let that joy flow. We've spoken long enough about this, although we could speak all day because it's fun. Channel Peter is telling us, no, don't stop. This feels good. Joy is coming through. That's really the message we wish you to impart today. Open to it, play it, let it out. Be silly, be goofy, be that child that you are. Love it, play it, and know that all the while you are multitudes of collective and beautiful energies and entities are upon you because they want to play in the joy too. And nothing gives them more pleasure than that moment of connection. And then seeing you say, wow, I could just be in joy. And then they feel it and you feel it. Enjoy. Blessings upon you.